Hey guys, I just want to make kind of a summary about all the little topics I've been talking about lately. Just, I don't know, so that people that are coming out of left field can maybe have a little dose of it all at one shot. So, I covered who I am, what my name means in Gematria and Hebrew Gematria, but that's not very important, guys, okay? I talked about Orion the Hunter, okay? I talked about what all the stars in the constellation of Orion mean in Gematria and what the numbers are, okay? And, at the end of the day, when I look at the numbers and you take the Orion numbers of what means just Orion, and then what the 7 major constellations are, and if you add the head and the tip of the sword and the 9 stars, you get these numbers. When you divide the 9 by Orion numbers, you get your 911, 911, which is just ridiculous. I've talked about traits of Orion's souls, which I'm pretty sure I am, but, everyone thinks, if you want to think I'm a crackpot because you think my soul's from Orion, free will, guys. And I talk about the cross a lot. I talk about Roman numerals, okay? How they were created, how light wants to be free, how cohesive light is creation, how Einstein needs revision, how, everything is relative, guys, depending on your point of view. Because you can look at a 1 differently and it looks like a 0 because a 0 is equal to a 1. I talk about light and how it's, cohesive light creates the 8, which eventually creates the 0, which eventually creates the singularity. 2 0th dimensional singularities creates the 1. Okay, dimensions of unity, you have your 0, you have your 1D line, you have your V, you have your X, you have your L, you have your C, you have your D. After your D, you have your M. After your M, you start all over with V with a line on top, because the line on top signifies 1,000 times the character. So this will be 5 times 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. You know what I mean? 500,000, 1,000,000, or a million, guys. I'm going to show you how you can write letters, okay, or dimensions of unity with dots at the ends. But if you want to drop all the dots at the ends, you can draw them in a circle because light wants to be free and infinite, so you have to create some kind of restriction to make it finite. I've shown you how 2 lower dimensions of unity create the next dimension of unity. 2 lower dimensions of unity create the next dimension. 2 lower dimensions create the next dimension. 2 lower dimensions create the next dimension. 2 lower dimensions create the next dimension. And creation strives for balance. It's about duality. Masculine, feminine, positive, negative, okay? Yin and yang, guys. And 0 is not a number. 0 is creation. 0 is infinite. And infinite is the cross, okay? When you look at it a different way, it's a finite line and a finite line with an infinite line going in and out of the page, which is 3 dots and 3 lines, which creates your 33, okay? The 3 nails that crucified Jesus Christ on the cross. Oh my God, I've gone over IHS. Okay, IHS with the sword going through it means this. IHS means 9, 7, 8, okay? Because the cross here, the cross of the sword right here depicts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 singularities and 7 one-dimensional lines. 8 first, then 7, reading left to right. S is the 19th letter of the alphabet, which is a 10, okay? And then your twin towers, your pillars of ascension, your Masonic pillars in the H, because I accounted for the little cross in the H already here, and all you're left with are the twin towers, okay? The gates of ascension, okay? So the 15 and 11 comes from this. And then look, you have a 96 or a 69 and 11, 11, which is Fibonacci, which is creation, okay? I have the intent in the Holy Spirit, guys, your woes and your Son of God, and how 33 is complete, and how if you look at 23 backwards, it's a 23, 32 backwards, it's a 23, and if you take the circle away, it's 24 hours in a day, okay? And how Chronos rules time, okay? And how I believe the Earth is 1 of 7 of 13 of 110, okay? And the 3 nails that on the IHS cross here are the 3 nails of the crucified cross, which are, again, 3 0-dimensional singularities and 3 one-dimensional lines. There's your cross again. And I looked over this. This is apparently the Galactic Federation of Light. You can think I'm a crackpot. I really don't care. This is their symbol. But look, 2 M's make a V with a line on top. 2 M's, 2 C's make a D. 2 D's make an M. 2 M's make a V with a line on top, okay? Because that's 1,000, that's 1,000. So 0 is a 1. So that would be 8. And this is 5, 6, 7, 8. They're equivalent, as you can see. I've gone over the U2 War album, okay? And how the cover of that album depicts 7 black holes on the face, and the arms are doing certain things, and there's singularities, okay? this isn't actually depicted 100% correctly. Where's my pen? Because his hands are actually going behind his head. Okay? In the U2 War album, behind his head, create a singularity behind his pineal gland. Okay? And I showed you how this symbol is on the 33-degree Freemasons caps on their pineal gland, which is just a bunch of dots and lines, guys. You know? And I've shown you many different ways how the universe and galaxies and selves of U2 War, you know, the self, the galaxy, and the universe, okay? The different ways of breaking them down depict 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, because I guess that's my superpower, is to see 9/11 everywhere. I've shown you how Tom York is not equal to this, and it's spelt this way for a reason. And I've gone through the long convoluted, like Tom is equal to 9/11. I've gone through the long way how it equals 1313, which is the alpha and the omega, the M and the M, the thousand, to make 8, to make infinite, guys. He thinks he's infinite, and when you reduce it even further, it creates eventually your 9/11. Okay? I've gone over looking into the gematria of close encounters of the third kind, and how it says count 0 as 1. Okay? It says a lot more, guys. Trust me on this. I've gone over what I believe the dates for ascension are. I believe them to be, these are the first wave, the second wave, the third wave, the fourth wave. You can laugh at me or whatever. I really don't care. I know that Sept is 7, not 9. Okay? So that's why this weekend that just passed wasn't relevant. Okay, I know the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which is your 90210, which is your Fibonacci again, your story of creation. Okay? I've gone over more information, like this is my craziness about trying to get there. Look how there's Julius Augustus Caesar, and he's Rome, and how he killed Christ. And the July, why the July is the 7th month, August is the 8th month, and they make September, Sept, which is 7, the 9th month, guys. Nov means 9, okay? Nov means 9. Okay, and the 7-year tribulation that's going to happen. Okay, I went over that to get to the dates over here. Okay, which again, more of the cross. You have 4 quadrants. You have right side up, 9, backwards, D, upside down, P, and left side down, 6. Okay, and again, it's all about the 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, and how creation wants to strive for balance in 4th dimensional space. All that cross is here is depiction of 4-dimensional space. Okay, that's what's going on here with stuff in it. Okay, that's all I'm trying to do there. Okay, that's like a little bit of my older work. I talk about that. Okay, now more crap on that. Okay, this is the number of man, which is, okay, your soul and your flesh, which is the V, and the 666 for carbon. And when you add them together, you get 11. When you take the circle away, you get 12. So the number of man is 12. That's N. Okay, number of man is 12. So N is equal to 12. N plus 1 is equal to 13, and N plus 2 is equal to 14. And 14 is N in our alphabet. Okay? You know, and how the cross, you depict, when you have the cross with your news, guys, with your news, and your singularity created, you create a Z, which is 26, guys, which is G-O-D, you know? Self, galaxy, and universe, and your hypercube, okay? And how you start with 40. Okay, like, sorry, you start with 40. You start with 40. You start with a plane, a 2-dimensional plane at the bottom, you start with Jesus, a news. You start with a 2-dimensional plane on the top, a 2-dimensional plane on the bottom, and you'll start to create these 2-dimensional planes. But I believe that these ones are only created once these two, you know, become one. And then you become a Jew and perfect, right? Because the Jews think they're perfect, guys. They think you're a goyim. You know? You know that? Okay, and here's your hypercube. Okay, here's a regular cube. When you break out a regular cube, you make a cross. When you break out a hypercube where the corners are attached, the 8 vertices are connected via 1-dimensional lines. That's all a hypercube is in 4th dimensional space. When you break down the hypercube, you're going to have a cube, instead of squares with 1-dimensional lines on a 2-dimensional plane depiction, okay? I didn't depict it properly, okay? Before we get to that, you know, I went over Rat-a-Tat. That album, how it blatantly shows 9/11 everywhere, you know? You got your 9/11 here, you have your appendages of your 9/11, okay? It's ridiculous. I've shown you the Daft Punk album and how it means 4 9/11s, guys, and how it depicts the cross, you know, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th quadrant, how the gold and the silver should be reversed because the gold is worth more and it should be on the right hand of God. Now dimensions of unity, guys. The cross again. Okay? A lot of stuff here. Gone over the Red Hot Chili Peppers and how they blatantly show 9/11 everywhere on their Blood Sugar Sex Magik album. Okay? On the cover in the back and front. And same thing with Joshua Tree. On the front cover it depicts 9/11, 9/11. And on the gatefold it depicts 1313 or MM. Just like Tom York because they think they're God. You know? I've shown you this one. This one's the big one. How Star Wars in dots and lines breaks down to 9/11. And how Star Wars, okay, when you take all the universes and galaxies of the letters that make Star Wars, and don't think of them as dots and lines, but think of them as letters in our alphabet, also makes two 9/11s. So Star Wars, where's my hypercube? Star Wars makes one 9/11, two 9/11, and three 9/11. It makes one 9/11, two 9/11, and three 9/11. Look, Star Wars is Jews. Star Wars thinks it's perfect, guys. It sold for like how many fucking billion? I showed you Saturday Night Fever and all the ridiculous numbers of 9/11s there. Hey, I didn't describe this one perfectly when I did it last time. Can you point out the 9/11s? Look, you have 9 squares in 11 form. You have 9 squares in an 11 form. But look, guys, you have a 9/11 on this half of the gatefold. And you have a 9/11 on this half of the gatefold. That's what I think of that. Okay, I gone over the hand signs. I thought this was a pretty good eureka. Okay, maybe I didn't just explain them 100% every time, okay? Like when you read from left to right, you know, I shouldn't have drawn that like this. This should have been a 1-4 in a circle because you're reading from left to right, and that would make a 5, okay? And a 5 with a circle around it is a 6, and then maybe it's a 6, 7, 8, 9 because it's 9 fingers, you know, or you keep it in the circle and it's again, 1, 2, 3, 4 because there's a bend. Either way it works, guys. Okay? Same thing here, like you have your 5-4, which is your 5-4. Okay? There's your 9, and there's your 4 1s. Okay? Your 9/11, 9/11. Okay? Your 30, which is your 33, which you're mocking Christ, and how you have your 9/11, 9/11, 9/11 all here. This one is closer to Fibonacci than anyone could possibly imagine. This one's more. And how the peace sign is the 9/11. Okay? How it's a 1, 2, 5 digits. 1, 2, 5 are down. 1, 2, 5 is an 8, and this is a 9. Okay? And then you have a 4 and a 3. Again, I did it wrong. I gotta write it in the right way. 4, 3, 4, 3, 34. 3, 4 is a 7. Okay? A 7. And what are you left with? 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? And how I break down the all-seeing eye and how they use their hair and their hand to cover certain black holes to show, you know, 9/11 everywhere. Because that's the hand of God is 11. Okay? And then the 4 black holes on the face are 4, which is 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay? And how the... how the hand of God plus the 4 is a 44, you know, like it's a 4, 4. Anyways, you can believe what you want to believe. Okay? And how the X's just make more 9/11s, guys. Okay? Again, that stuff. And this is my older stuff, guys. A Fibonacci. Okay, the table of creation, while we're ruled by time. This is time. That's this is the pink cube in the hypercube. Okay? From here to here is pink. And from here to here is blue. Or here to here is the blue part, okay? That's the hypercube, guys. Okay, and the 5th age is when we go from the V, Earth is a V, to Earth as an X. Okay? I've gone over the hypercube, guys, in 4th dimensional space and how it looks like a whole bunch of things. Like Sebulba's Pod Racer, okay? How the days of our lives hourglass. You know, these are just Roman numerals backwards, you know. This is your Kundalini, raising Kundalini, because you have 7 chakras inside your flesh, and then you have 5 other ones. You have your higher self, you have the one around you 2 to 3, 4 feet, and then you have the 3 which are in the solar system, the galaxy, and the universe. The galaxy being the Milky Way, and the universe being the universe of Earth. Okay? I hope this helps somebody Please, cheers.